this creepy doll head looks like it's possessed by a poltergeist, it's not. The reality is much more sad, because this discarded doll head is inhabited by a hermit crab. It's no secret that plastics are harming the world's oceans and marine life. One of the many creatures affected by trash pollution is the hermit crab. These creatures spend much of their lives finding and replacing their shells as they grow. Unfortunately, a lack of shells and an abundance of garbage on beaches and in oceans has led hermit crabs to resort to our discarded plastics as their new homes. Why do hermit crabs need to change their shells? How does plastic waste affect hermit crabs? And can these trashy homes kill them? Surprisingly, hermit crabs are not crabs. Though they are crustaceans, they're most closely related to lobsters. There are over 800 species of hermit crab. 3 of the most common are the Caribbean, the Ecuadorian, and the strawberry hermit crab. Hermit crabs are either land dwellers or sea dwellers, and they come in an array of shapes and colors. But they are all omnivorous, and their exoskeletons do not cover their entire bodies. While a hard outer shell protects the head and thorax, the abdomen is uncovered. So the resourceful hermit crab decided long ago to move into the discarded shells of other sea creatures. By nestling into, say, a discarded sea snail shell, a hermit crab finds a cozy new home, and it protects its vulnerable abdomen from predators like cuttlefish, sea stars, and gulls. Just like people, hermit crabs value their houses, leaving them only when it's time to mate or to find a new home. That's pretty accurate. A young hermit crab's abdomen molds into the shape of the first shell it inhabits. As it continues to grow, the crustacean molds its front exoskeleton and looks for a new dwelling. This usually happens when its current shell feels too tight. Kind of how I feel in my jeans after eating a big plate of crab cakes. Spaghetti. But they don't move into any old shell. They are picky, discerning house hunters that carefully inspect each prospective home. First, a hermit crab will examine the shell for any cracks or openings. Next, it'll roll the shell around to make sure it's light enough to carry and ensure that it's uninhabited. Hermit crabs don't want roommates. Finally, and most importantly, the hermit crab checks the size of the shell's entrance. If it's too narrow, the crab may become stuck or unable to make a quick escape if needed. They're also social creatures, hanging out in crews of up to 100. Because finding that perfect home is the goal of every hermit crab, they will even help each other find better homes. Aww. Sometimes they'll form a line behind a newly abandoned shell, with the biggest hermits getting first dibs. The only species of hermit crab that doesn't need an external shell is the gargantuan coconut crab. Measuring in at over 91 centimeters when fully grown, they outgrow their shells when they're young and eventually develop a hard exoskeleton covering their abdomens. Most hermit crabs have many predators, but like most creatures, their biggest threat is humans. We put over 7 million tons of plastic waste into our oceans every year. Scientists at the University of Tasmania discovered that over 569,000 hermit crabs died on plastic-riddled beaches in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Hermit crabs often get trapped in discarded plastics, and the chemicals in plastics leach into water and food sources. These chemicals accumulate in the hermit crab's bodies, which can cause health problems and even kill them. Recent research shows that oleamide, a chemical that leaks from plastics, resembles a hermit crab mating pheromone. The chemical scent lures hermits, sometimes to their deaths. And climate change has made oceans more acidic because of the increase of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. More acidic waters leach calcium from snail shells, making them brittle. This means there are fewer suitable shells for hermits to live in, leaving them exposed to predators. It also doesn't help that these crustaceans are popular in the pet trade. Most specialists believe that having a hermit crab as a pet is doing more harm than good. Hermit crabs need a warm and humid environment. and they prefer a diverse habitat with plenty of hiding spots and empty shells, which can be hard to provide. Molting requires deep sand or mud to burrow in, and because they're such social creatures, having a solitary hermit crab will shorten its lifespan. So as cute as that hermit crab at the pet store may be, don't keep one as a pet. These unique critters deserve better than that. Being picky house hunters and extremely social is what hermit crabs do, and that's what makes them crazy creatures.